Hey guys, we're here with Franco Persano, who just got top 64 at YCS Lyon,
Yes.
and we're doing a deck profile. What deck did you play?
We played Kashtira for
Right.
pure Kashtira basically. With Ka. We
Yeah.
did it together.
I also reached top 64.
Not bad, not bad.
For the but yeah.
Alright, okay, let's dive into it.
Yeah, we played Free Fenrir.
Check the cards.
Free Fenrir, Free Unicorn, 2 Rise, and 1 Scarecrow. This was like the core of the deck. I think we both would have liked to play the 3rd Rise.
Yeah, but there was no space in the deck.
That's it. Like I think it's good to play. It's just this format was like requiring you to play a lot of non-engine to actually win going second, because it's impossible to beat tier with pure engine.
Yeah. And the tier level Kashtira is not needed at all.
No,
Yeah.
like this card is good for multiple reasons, but you only wanna like search it when you want it.
You don't want to hard draw it, except for Baguska, Auti Baguska.
Yes.
But in general, you want to search it but not draw it.
That's it. Like it has other uses like skill drains, like opening monsters randomly. It's a very cool card, but just that one. Fair is like good, but obviously Unicorn is like what gets the deck going. You have Birth and you have Puppy, as we will talk about that later. But this was like the base. Only thing, maybe if you have the space, like play with the reds. Otherwise, it's okay. Future formats probably can change. Then we played for non-engine monsters. We played 3 Lava Golem, 3 Ash, and 3 of the best card in the deck. At least for this format. We played Lava because it was like the most generic, like out to everything, and people didn't like. They can play around it, but you have to actively be trying to play around it, and especially game 1, people like didn't respect it at all.
Yeah.
That was my experience with it. And whenever I draw it was like good in my hand. Ash was just a generic choice.
Beats Eclipse.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Like we were looking to have multiple outs to Eclipse in the main, and at the same time it's like good versus Flounder, good versus the Mirror.
Yeah.
And what we were doing versus Tier is we were never using this card in their turn, except it's like very obvious they were like on one play, because people were playing talents in the main, which was like
Yeah.
horrible to
Or
watch.
if your hand is like very weak going second, you have to like Ash, Sherry, and hope.
Yeah,
hope
pray they pass.
pass,
Yeah. But we were trying to use it in our turn, like Asha Hafenis, Asha Metanoise,
Or Eclipse.
Eclipse. Like it was better as stopping any interaction during your turn than an opponent's turn, honestly, against her. And well, she finished just like FTK.
Yeah.
This card was like MVP
Best card,
today.
yeah.
I think I played at least 9 tiers, and I drew this card a lot. I think I had like two rounds in a row where I just double shifted my opponent. Skilled it, I guess. And then for the spells, for engine we play well. Free field spell and terraforming. You have to max out on as much engine as you can because this deck basically has like 20 engine cards. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. And free birth. Just maxing out on engine. We decided to play 3 of these because we felt it made at the same time like cards like Rise Heart and Firm Repair.
Yeah, like kind of starter cards.
Yeah, like you need to get the deck going. Like I actually lost because I bricked on top 64, like completely bricked, and can't break multiple times during the tournament. So like the deck is good when it gets going, but it is not the most consistent deck, truly. We also play 3 bots because, as I say, you need to get consistency, and this card is very good in this deck, especially when you're playing board breakers. The counter is like very good, just like maximize, like get into the things you need, and you can get like a lot of different things. You need engine, maybe you need a going first card, maybe you need something to break the board. It just does all. This card was insane, obviously.
There's also some funny interactions with it, right?
Yeah, at least you can
For Rise Art, yeah.
you sometimes you need to get materials into a rise, and if you use it after making a rise, you can attach one more card. Because it's very important in this deck to finish with 3 material arise, especially game 1, because a lot of people were on tasking. So what they try to do is they go tasking, and if you chain a rise card to lock to banish the tasking and lock the last 2 zones I have left, because you go Shangri-La and then Resolution, Diablosis and Shangri-La again. You lock 5 zones and they can't talent stake. So that was something we were trying like actively doing, like end as much as we can on 3 mana rise, even if it meant like losing a body, because at least game 1 is very important. And we played 2 Forbidden Lands. It's another card we would have liked to put a third, but we felt we really didn't have the space for it. And by playing 2 and 3 with the Ash, it meant we had like 5 outs to Eclipse in the main, which is the most problematic card game 1.
And it also lets you play kind of through Imperm on Unicorn, which can be
Like it can end your turn
Yeah.
randomly if your hand isn't good, and sometimes like having the choice to just use it to protect your end board or to stop an Imperm, which is like the most common card I think in this format. It was good. This card was good, and it's still like a decent card going second. Like it beats Metamats, it beats Imperm, it beats Eclipse. It's good.
I even prevented a Zeus with Forbidden Land set. My opponent summoned Diablosis, tried to run over Unicorn and go for Zeus Manifesto, but I devastated his monster and scooped.
It's a very random card, but it worked okay. I think like with the amount of non-engine the deck has, you need to play cards like these that are more defensive
Yeah.
than
I mean,
they're normally.
it protects the Riser, and that's good
That's
enough.
important, yeah. And we decided to play 3 of Inscription in the main. This card is really strong against here.
3 more shifters basically. It also wins you the game going second, to be honest.
It's it doesn't like directly interact with the tier board, but really the monsters of the tier board are not a problem. It's the follow-up,
Follow-up, yeah.
the Janet, and this just cuts follow-up. It like doesn't let them play on your turn, and then the next turn they are locked into like only doing Zeus or Baguska. Those are the only 2 plays they have, because they're on their dweller for 1 more turn. And it usually forces them to like waste all of their resources to just try to stop you. And even if they manage to stop you, they can't really play in the next turn unless they like have a lot of like cards, and the best they can do is like Zeus pass. That's it. So it was really good. Every time I drew it versus tier, I won the game. Like no question. For the traps in the main, we played 3 Imperm and 1 trap. For the Imperms was like the most generically the card that hits every deck in the format. I think. Imperm or Kid Kalos can just make tier pass randomly.
Against Flanders,
Yeah.
great in the mirror match.
Yeah, it's you have to know when you hit it or not, but it can help. And paired with Ash, it gives you like a solid coverage of like non-tier decks.
And also combined with Shifter, you beat like Babuska.
Yes, this card has Baguska.
Yeah.
The deck naturally cannot Baguska, but sometimes you just Imperm and start playing, and well, the trap is like for when you try to combo. I don't love
But
this card.
it's the worst card in the deck.
Yes, I hate it, but it's needed for when you wanna go full combo
Yeah.
game 1 and to beat talents.
I think I just successfully full combat twice.
Yeah, I don't think I went for zone locking a lot. I think I was winning most of my matches like Shifter, Fenrir, Unicorn, or
Just
like
grinding with the
Yeah.
Kashtira engine and out resourcing
the zone block is a cute mechanic, but it's not what made the deck good. It's like the walking macrocosmos.
Yeah.
The side.
Extra?
Is the extra. For the extra, we play 1 donor. It's a Bagu Scout. It's needed. It's good. We play Chewing River. This card isn't needed if you're not playing Lava Golem, I think.
Yes. It's just to crash your Lingering Reboot into Lava Golem after they ended you.
I didn't get Ivy a single time, but if it gives you 3 more cards to all your opponent's board. Like the Ivy you, and you just Lava Golem their board, put in attack, crush the Ivy into it, you're playing. I think it was needed, especially because Sprite also
You
was.
have, you have a lot of room in your extra deck, so why not playing this
Yeah,
card?
like you have infinite room. We played a lot of cards that never came up, like this.
Yeah. For time, basically.
I guess yes. It also is like a good Zeus pilot because it can be destroyed by.
Card effects.
Yeah. And it's for time. We played Titanic Mouth. It came up once for me.
For me, once or twice.
Okay.
It's the rank 7, which does the most damage, so it can game the opponent.
With like
Fenrir plus Unicorn, for example, and it also enabled Zeus because it can attack directly.
Yeah, and we were playing Sphere mode at one point, so this card was also important for that because it allowed you to Zeus when your opponent has Sphere mode. But it was mainly for the damage. Like a lot of times you have a monster in defense with Papillas because Papilla summons in defense, and if you had to summon Fenrir to like keep playing, and you have that plus Rysart, it turns like 1,500 from Rysart into like 4K,
Yes.
which is like
Basically.
easy game. Yeah, that's it. That's the most important part. We played. Well, I played 2 Shangri-Las, but by mistake because I almost didn't manage to register to the event. It was 10 minutes to provide the deck list, and I I didn't do it, and I had to do it at the moment. Shout out to Gabriel Ness for helping me with that, and Cormac. So by mistake I put 2 Shangri-La, but we were supposed to play Goliath. It's just like an extra card space which comes up in certain. Actually, I think
Remember that, for example, if you decide Dark Hole,
I could have won top 64 if I had this. Actually, my extra because my opponent popped my Rysar with Perla Rhino, and I had Resolve Frost. I just realized.
Okay,
yeah.
so just to explain, what do you do with Goliath?
So the idea is like you Prosperity, and then Arise can attach face down cards, and even if it's a face down card, it just attaches it. And when this is under Arise cannot be destroyed by a card effects. Just a permanent elimination under it while it is under it.
yeah.
So,
So you
it was
get
like
extra value of
Yeah.
prosperity.
we had the space, like it was in and out. We tested a lot of stuff, but the most important part was like having doubles of the really important cards in mirror.
Yeah. To go second here.
Yeah, we played to Arise. It's the best card in the deck. It's, walking Macrocosmos. It's just like the heart and soul of the deck. Shang is okay, but this you could play the deck could exist without this. It's this.
To be honest, yes.
Like just make this hard, make this 3 level 7 is okay.
I rarely went for Shangri-La, but the Rise was like every game on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Two big eye. It's really good in the mirror because you can take permanently the Iris Unicorn. It's good.
Or opponents' big eyes.
Big eye, take big eye, keep taking. 2 Zeus. I think I didn't make this card the whole tournament actually, but because I played a lot of tier, so it never came up. But it's an insane card in this deck. And the last 2 cards were 1 Diablosis. This card's really good in this deck. Enables a different type of win condition where you can literally like delete 20 cards of your opponent's deck. And looking at your opponent's deck strategy, like especially going second when you attack with Unicorn and take 1 card, and then you know you got a Diablosis in main phase 2 and take another. Some decks just die to that. Like you playing against here and you know, like for example, you don't have a lot to do, but you take both Kit Kalos, they are in a very tough position to like begin to play. And the last card we played in the extra was the Dark Arm Dragon. This card's very good as removal. It came up once to me, no, twice against here. I summon a Rise, and next to it I summon this. So you pop the traps on the spells and they get banished. But the cool mechanic it has is that it detaches and then banishes a card from the grave. So it has a lot of synergy with the Papillas. So you could banish, for example, a Birth, and then because it's not once per turn, you can do it again and banish Papillas and recover the Birth, for example. And it even came up once for me under Shifter. I banished my own Shifter because I had another in hand, so I kept my opponent 4 turns under Shifter because he had the field spell on. Did you summon it?
I think like once or twice. I think it's needed. It's really big
it's,
in
I
this deck.
think it's a really good card.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of stuff. For the side, the poor side is very weird.
The group.
The group. For going second, we played 1 Duster and 2 Storms. We were signing this versus tier actually. Like our signing power versus tier was this and 2 Bukos Eclipse. The idea was like a lot of people were signing Eclipse and Super Poly going first.
And also play Metamats, of course.
Yeah, of course, the
It checks
traps.
out. But
The traps.
most problematic parts, I think.
and this card paired with Shifter and paired with Engraving. Like at first you say you just pop them in the search, yes, but when you have Shifter and when you have Engraving, those cards become a lot worse, and these cards become a lot better, basically. And a lot of times Tier was setting 3-4 cards versus me. We played 2 Eclipse for siding pairs basically, but the card was good for me. It won me a few games, and the main idea was like we were playing Sphere mode over this, but when we added Engraving to a deck, we wanted something to force out Crime before the main phase, so Engraving could resolve, and we're like, we just Eclipse in standby, and that either like forces out Crime, or they just let it go and Engraving goes through anyway. And whenever Engraving resolves going second, it usually means you're gonna win the game. I guess too.
It's also a card you can set in going first if you want to set out all your going second cards like Lava Golem.
It helped with the siding parents because
Oh.
we swapped some going first cards for some more specific matchup cards, so this helped.
Yeah, and all the cards also had versus Flunder in the mirror.
We played the last 4 Vinyl Lance. Also, we played 3 Darkhold to go second against Flounder and the Mirror.
It's just basically for Flunder, Mirror, Sprite.
Yeah.
Yes. Charcoal over Rageki because you can clean Ibui.
People keep giving you Ively or they Lava Golem you and you have an out. It was good for me.
Yep.
I drew it versus Flounder. It was
Really, really good.
Yeah, the card was good. And we played 1 for Vinyl Lance, like the last one. And we played 3 Rivalry. This was like a last day inclusion. But basically we wanted something to beat the cards like Kurikara and Chaos Hunter.
Yeah,
which are like
our game plan after game 1 going first was just Arise hard
Summon Arise
pass
and
and
pass.
protect Arise hard.
yeah, because people were siding like Niv and like Lancia, or they tried to like balance it.
Nibiru is basically always dead if you go first after siding because we never go for more than 4 summons ever.
We will side out the trap.
And this alone can win you the game against Tier if they don't have Pellerino. This combined with Arise at this game because they can't do shit, they can't super poly you, they
need
can't
a
Chaos
count,
Hunter
yeah.
you, Kurikarak.
They need a double out, so you
Yeah.
have like one floodgate on the field and another floodgate in your monster zone, and they need to out one and then out the other, which is like very hard for here. On top 64 I bricked, I drew this card, and I was hoping my opponent just would play into it, but he had Pellerino, so I blamed. But in theory I think it works, and we played 3 Eagle Booster. This was a teammate's idea, shout out to Goldilocks. The idea behind this was like the same as Lance, but it also covers other matchups like the Mirror and Flounder and Sprite.
Having like a Rysart in the EMZ and like set Eagle Boosters is basically game against every deck. No deck can out this, let's say, lock. You can chill with a Rysart, and if they try to beat over it, you just banish the card and they can't do anything about it. Except for like Kurikawa.
But even if your deck doesn't care about banishing, it's like still like you can't really do anything. You can't interact with it, so you just like gonna chill with this on the field, and whenever they make a board, you just banish the important part of their board, and they pass back.
Next time you always OTK.
Yeah, and you just pass back, do it again, like you just got rid of 2 cards of their end board, because they're like trying to play going first, going second, but with this on the field. Removing, spot removal is very strong. So like it usually just like removes 1, removes another in your standby, and you're going again and you're gonna kill them. It's like forces your opponent to basically pass back to you and you die.
Yes. And Rivalry combined with Eagle Booster, I think it's like always. Should be always game.
Like if this is your Ember, you're winning. You're just winning. Like I don't really see a lot of decks that can like Tier can beat this ever. It just plays around every single card in the game. I think they can't super poly
You
you.
need like a 3-card combination basically. to
And then
focus.
be able to play it. But yeah, that's the deck
Right.
profile.
Would you have changed anything in hindsight?
For this event,
I think the deck was fine. I had just set some issues with rigging.
but I think that's something like we talk about it a lot,
Yeah.
like how to fix it, and all the options include like giving up a lot of non-engine space, which I think was like a no-go in this format. In general, like whenever you were drawing playable, the deck performed really good.
And you win. I think I almost won every game I could play.
I won almost all my matches 2-0. I couldn't test any of this because every time I just won 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then I lost twice to the mirror to a teammate playing the same deck, and then I lost the last round and lost on top 64. But the deck performed. I think it was a good call for the specific meta we were facing, and they looked good.
Okay. Any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to everyone in WAF, shoutouts to FCG, and shoutouts especially to Ryan Yu, he's a goat.
Any shoutouts for Yuka?
No.
Right.